AFA Today
on AFR Talk.
Welcome. So glad you're with us in the heart of Lower Manhattan, the belly of the news beast, shadow of the Freedom Tower. We come to you every single day just asking a few questions. Do you want to obliterate some confusion? Do you want to amplify some truth? Do you want to actually pursue clarity? If you do, then we have a tremendous opportunity every day to take biblical wisdom, compare it to contemporary news, observe the behavior of those who serve us, observe the trends in the culture, draw conclusions about how truth should be applied, and then actually change the culture. It's not that difficult, at least in theory. It's the commitment it takes to doing it that seems to trip some people up, and we don't want that to be the case. We want you to be encouraged to participate in your community, in your culture, in the world around you, because we think it's vital that the voice of truth be present in that conversation. So we're being told today by the White House that the hard drive that contained the emails from 2009 to 2011 for one Lois Lerner are for some reason now missing, and we thought they had been missing because of we had been told that the hard drive crashed that they were stored on. So there's some IT officials out there that were walking around. In fact, some of them wrote me a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, Kev, this really isn't that hard. You got to understand the folks in Washington, they actually don't store any emails on the individual computers. Those things are all duplicatively stored on massive hard drives in the hub of what the government computer system is." And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. If that's true, I said, if that's true, then there should be some way that someone could go back in there and find that. Not only that, I would wager a guess that if you went through every person in the IRS that had any relationship to Lois Lerner and subpoenaed all of their emails from the same time period, you put them all on one thing and then you just sorted them by Lois Lerner, you could start to rebuild some of that communication in different ways. So I'm thinking that at the very least, there's a couple of ways in which the data from those emails could be found, and for the IRS to tell us, as though we're some sort of doofuses, that the hard drive got thrown away that they're on, I don't know. I have a hard time believing that. Does that make me a terrible human being because I don't accept what they tell me right away when they say it? And I'm not an IT guy. I'm not some sort of expert. I think that they have, like, local drives, hard drives, shared drives. You ever worked around IT people? They talk about driving more than auto guys do, but I don't understand a lot of it. So you got thumb drives, you got local drives, you got hard drives, you got resident drives, you got guest drives, you got clouds that are backing up the main drives, you got the redundant drives and the cloud that backs up the redundant drive, which is backing up the cloud that's backing up the main drive. In other words, I think there should probably be a few other places where these emails might be. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. But we're told, it crashed, lost all the emails. IT guy said, well, I don't know. I think we can rebuild the hard drive. No. No, it's not crashed. We threw it away. I hate it when people start a sentence with the following words, but I'm about to start a sentence with the words that I hate when people start sentences with. But shouldn't there be a law? I hate it when people start sentences with that phrase, but I'm going to do that now. Shouldn't there be a law that prevents public officials from throwing away hard drives that serve in the executive branch of our government? Shouldn't there be a law that does not allow that to take place? Maybe there is. Maybe they broke the law. Maybe, and oddly enough, this was the weird thing too. Yesterday we found out there were 6 or 7 other IRS staffers that, just by matter of coincidence, they happened to interact with Lois Lerner from 2009 to 2011, and all of their emails went missing on hard drives too. It is the weirdest set of chance circumstances I've ever seen in public life, that's for sure. Let's see what you think about it. Paul in Tennessee. Hi, Paul. Welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. Glad you're here.
Hey, Kevin. You're on a roll. Don't stop.
Well, no, I'm actually on a chair. It's a quite sturdy one, too. I like it.
Well, good. Listen, the business about these emails going missing, I think the NRS has got, the NSA has probably got a pretty good record of everybody's emails, including Miss Lerner's. If they've got mine and they've got yours, which they're so proud to say they've got, hey, start fighting for the good guy and dig into some of these criminals' emails and see if it's there.
Well, and well taken point, Paul. And the bottom line for what I'm getting to, and I'm glad that you kind of ushered us there, is I want to give you a phone number, and I want you to call the secretary. I want you to call the Speaker of the House's office, Mr. Boehner, and I want you to tell Mr. Boehner that you want him to appoint a special prosecutor in the House to open up an investigation, a criminal investigation, into Lois Lerner, the IRS, and their behavior of avoiding congressional authority in this matter. We want them to open up a special prosecutor. We want them to appoint a special prosecutor. Now, they may say, well, Eric Holder won't approve of it. We don't care. We would like them to investigate Eric Holder, too. We would like the special prosecutor to be given investigative powers, empowered by the Congress, to investigate the executive branch to any level necessary, to all levels necessary, to find out the truth of what happened with these hard drives. Here's the phone number. Did you get your pencil? It's 202-224-3121. And you're going to call Speaker Boehner's office, and you're going to say, Mr. Speaker, or, little runt that works for Mr. Speaker, here's what I, the taxpayer, Joe Q. Public in Texas, would like to ask you to do. We would like the congressional leadership to appoint a special investigator, a special prosecutor, to open up an investigation into the lost email hard drives of one Lois Lerner. That's what we would like you to do. 888-589-8840 to talk to me, but to talk to Speaker Boehner's office, that number is 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121, and just explain, I don't believe for a flying fig that these hard drives got thrown away accidentally. I don't believe an elephant's trunk for a second that the hard drive crashed. We believe that this is criminal. We believe that she's avoiding prosecution. We believe that the executive branch is acting against the welfare of public transparency, of public knowledge, and of public accountability. And at the end of the day, this isn't the Kremlin. This isn't the KGB. They don't get to have some sort of dictatorial, tyrannical power. At the end of the day, this is the United States of America, and you report to us. So, Speaker Boehner, what we would like you to do, we'd like you to open up a special investigation into the handling of the emails of Lois Lerner. And we would like you, Mr. Boehner, to make sure that this happens in a timely fashion. 202-224-3121, and then let the evidence lead where if they open up the investigation and they've got an objective third-party guy, like a Ken Starr type, come in from outside, just, really, really sharp investigator. He comes in, he looks through all the stuff. If at the end of the day, he comes up with the idea that, you know what, lo and behold, it was the weirdest coincidence ever in the history of coincidences, but it actually did happen the way they're saying it happened. If an independent prosecutor, a third-party guy outside the administration, outside of the political framework of Washington, D.C., if that person comes up with that understanding based on the evidence, then we'll be fine with it. Then everybody's good. We're all good. We can go back to, worrying about not letting terrorists out of Gitmo at that point. But if we find out that Lois Lerner has lied to us, that Eric Holder has lied to us, and we have the evidence to prove it, we move to immediately impeach everybody involved and criminally prosecute every one of them. I mean, send them to jail. Enough. This stupid circus that we're asked to believe that someone's out there going, oh, yeah, well, they just got thrown away one day by accident. We didn't know what was on them. No, it's time. It's time. Ask Speaker Boehner. Mr. Boehner, please appoint a special prosecutor to the IRS scandal. Darrell Issa is doing a fine job in his congressional committee, but they're not cooperating with him. We need someone criminally empowered to prosecute on a criminal level. We need a special prosecutor to come in and to take a look at this. 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121. Will you do that for me? Will you promise? 202-224-3121. Ask to be connected to Speaker Boehner's office and ask him to appoint a special prosecutor. Let's go to Kyle in Los Angeles. Hi, Kyle. Welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. Glad you're here.
Hi, Kevin. I'm in Louisiana, the LA, Louisiana.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say? Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I just saw LA on the screen, and I just thought of the Dodgers for some reason.
Well,
sorry about that.
You're spot on. And I just wanted to convey to the average Americans who's all confused about computers and stuff. I work for the government and computers. I'm not an engineer, but this is kind of appalling of them saying that their hard drive crashed. And the Constitution has three branches of governments, not three governments. So they just don't get to go do what they are doing and say anything they want, and then we have to accept it. So, for example, on your hard drive on your computer, that's what you use to read your emails. But when you have service through, there's Gmail and Yahoo Mail and AOL, there's different companies out there that you email through. And when you can access that from your computer, your tablet,
smartphone. Yep.
Yeah. That's because it's all on the server. So when your hard drive at home crashes or your computer crashes or is stolen, you still have access. It's out there. Even when you delete it off your computer, it's still in the server. So for the average American who is not computer savvy, it's kind of simple in that aspect that they're blowing smoke. So you're doing a good job of being fair, and being analytical and putting pressure on them. Another example would be is on your computer, if there was a flood in that building at the IRS or a fire, depending how the extent of the fire, they can still recover stuff on a hard drive in the computer that they claimed crashed.
Right.
So that we know that, and look at that. Think if someone was doing something that's the government's work that they're doing, the people's work actually, but they're doing that work.
That's our work. Yeah.
Yes,
those are our emails.
Exactly, and they put servers in the military anyway. I don't know about the IRS. Geographically separated in case there's an attack, a fire, natural disaster, you name it. But if I'm at work and I sent something inappropriate, let's say pornography or something, and I'm trying to hide it and cover it up and delete hard drives and stuff, I guarantee if they wanted to find out who sent it, they would find out who sent it and who it was sent from, who it was sent to, and they could go through their investigation. So it's absurd for them to claim simple hard drive crash. And I really hope people do call in, like you said, to Secretary or Speaker Boehner and just put the pressure on. And we're not
and that's one of the reasons, Kyle, why I think you need to call and say to the the little Jeff or Mutt that answers the phone in Boehner's office and say, hey, look, I'm a computer guy. I know that your system is set up in such a way that there's servers that still have that information on them. We need a prosecutor. Tell the speaker that we need the prosecutor. I think if he was to hear from thousands of us over the course of the next few days, I think he might be willing to do it. And so I'm not going to give up hope 1 ounce that we can't at least call for some accountability there. And I appreciate you breaking it down, Kyle, because there's a lot of people that don't. They just think, oh well, they said they threw the hard drive away, so it must have been gone. Now, I'll guarantee you, if there was a need to find an email for official purposes, there would be a way of getting it. It doesn't get more official than this. What this is, and this is really why it's so just pig-headedly disgusting, this is just the executive branch stomping its feet and saying to the Congress, I'm not going to be accountable to you. I do not respect your authority in this matter. Friends, it's treachery. It's a fundamental blowing up of our constitutional system. It's saying basically from just one person to another, we're going to do what we want to do, and you can't stop us. Well, we can. We're constitutionally empowered to do so. So a special prosecutor needs to be established. We need Speaker Boehner to do it, and we need to help him understand the reasons of doing it now. Enough with this silly business. This isn't junior high. This is running the free world, and we need people. We need grown-ups, not silly junior hires doing it. 888-589-8840 if you want to talk with me. But if you want to call Speaker Boehner's office, 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121. Come on, binge thinkers, let's do this together. 202-224-3121. Call the Speaker's office right now. Kevin McCullough on AFA Today here on AFR Talk.